Good morning. It's the 6th of May. It's a Friday. And our reading is from Acts 18, verse 9. Do not be afraid, but go on speaking and do not be silent. We live in a society that wants to shut down Christianity. No, I'm not saying the people do. I'm saying the powers that be do, because to speak God's truth undermines and shows the evil and the lies of the world. And so the goal is to shut us down. But Scripture points out that we are to continue to speak. And there may be cost to that, but we are to continue to speak. I remember, and it was probably back in the 70s, that C. Everett Koop and Francis Schaeffer were on tour for one of the two series they were doing together. I think it was Whatever Happened to the Human Race, but don't hold me to that one. And anyway, we went to those meetings. And again, keep in mind this was the 70s. And a doctor stood up and said then that he had lost his position with the hospital because he had refused to do abortions. Now, that's something we hear about all the time. But that was much more rare back in the day, or at least the acknowledgement of it was. But the point I'm making is he stood for the biblical view. Therefore, and we could say by refusing to do that, he stood out and he spoke out, and there was a cost. And we're so busy being concerned, or at least it appears that that's a problem, being concerned with hurting somebody's feelings or not being liked. And I'm talking about Christendom and some Christians. I'm not necessarily talking about you or me, but I'm just saying the church is so concerned with being accepted that it loses the ability to stand for the absolutes, for God's truth. And this is what we're called to be. We should be afraid of God in the sense of him being displeased with us and not empowering us to be serving him because we don't want to serve him. Our desire should not to be worrying about what the world's view is, but desiring to one day hear him say, well done. And so, again, the call here is don't be silent, but speak out for God's truth. And as I've been saying, do so in love and humility, not in arrogance and hostility, but speak up and don't be silent. And accordingly, I'll try not to be silent again tomorrow.